Hello, everyone. Oh my God, so good to be here. Welcome to Sunday nights at home with me. I'm so happy to be here with you, so happy to be engaging in this way of connection and this way of spiritual study. It's a very good thing indeed. If you're with me tonight, let's just take a moment and tea or wine later. Exactly. Tea now, wine later. David Card, welcome to visiting. If you're here, please do tell me you're here. I want to know you're here. It makes me feel less ridiculous for speaking to you. This is a one-way forum, so I'm speaking to you. You're looking at me. I can't see you. So the more I know you're here, the more at home and comfortable I can be. We'll just take a moment to do that before I speak a prayer to bless our time together, to welcome all of you into this playing with me in this way, which, as most of you know, is a brand new way of playing together. I'm looking forward to what we create and what emerges really as we enter into this, spiritual practice. Carl Jung once said that any problem over 30 is a spiritual problem. So we have to pay attention to who we are spiritually and to see what that means in a practical way as we navigate our lives. And most of you know that I have been navigating my life, so we'll talk about that a little bit. Harold from Germany, I cannot believe you're here. Terry Waldrop, so good to see your name. It has been a long time. So everyone, I have old friends from North Carolina. I have old friends from California. Not old, but longtime friends. I have many, many new friends from Naples, Florida, and from Florida where I live now. Lonnie, yes, there's a little North Carolina there. And all of these people, I have to tell you, I wanted everyone to see me because, as you all know, I've had a holy hiccup, and we'll talk about the holy hiccup in a moment. Just to share with you. But as you can all see, I'm fine. You probably look better. I look better to you than you would look to me, but that's okay, right? Everything is improving, so it's just a matter of time. Doug, hi Doug. Lonnie, too dense. Who's too dense? Who is too dense? Too dense, give me your real name. Too dense. Terry, God, it's so good to see you. And Harold's from Germany. So yes, so we're gonna hi Robin, North Carolina. My nose is itching. Must be I don't know, what does that mean? Good luck. So I'm gonna bless us in a moment, but really my intention with Sunday nights is to really just connect on the spiritual level. I've been through too dense is less. Too dense is less. Hi, Les. I would have never known that, I don't think. I'm at a new level of awareness of what it means to live in the present moment and what it means to live with your attention on what you want and not on what you don't want. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. I'm going to revisit one of my favorite quotes, my favorite all-time teachings out of a quote. I've been teaching from this quote for many years. And the quote is, I'll come back to it after a minute, but the quote is, possibility is not real at its origin. It's something we create as real and then stand for as a reality. And it's a quote by Steve Zaffron. Oh my God, Casey, so good to see you. So good to see all of you. And before I go on, actually, so we're going to be meeting on Sundays and we're going to talk about, obviously, whatever I want to talk about because it's a one-way street. So I'll be inspired in whatever way I'm inspired to be with you. For those of you who know me, my intention of being with you is so that we can be happy, right? We can live fulfilling lives right here and right now, that our spiritual practice should lead to happiness, should lead to fulfillment, should lead to purpose. Otherwise, it's not really very useful. So I like to have real down-to-earth conversations with people about real things. And that doesn't negate It's interesting. I'm an ordained science and mind minister, and in the religious science or in any new thought movement, we say things like "it's all good," or we say things like "everything's, everything's, it's all God, it's all good." But I've, like all of you, I'm sure. Hi, Heather. Um, Sometimes it's not all good. Sometimes it doesn't feel good. Now, by the way, it doesn't mean it's not all good, because I still stand on the side of everything conspires for our greater good. But that when we're in the moment with what's not so good, we have to find a way to be elegant, and we have to find a way to navigate that in a way that enlivens us. So anyway, so we'll see what comes out of our being together. Many of you have been with me for a long time. We've been growing together spiritually for a long time. Some of you were new friends, and we're growing together now. So, but now I'm going to praying us in. For those of you who are here who don't know what praying us in means, it simply means I'm going to bless our time together, because in life, uh, life will pretty much be to us what we are to life. So what I like to do and want to do is to call everything around me sacred. Like, it's not meaningless. It's not for nothing. It's not a waste of time. It's valuable. It has ultimately soul purpose. And so I want our time together tonight, you and me, to have soul purpose, because our souls need purpose, and we need soul connection with people that we care about. And I'm going to drop right now, just I want you to know that any of you who want to talk back, like have a back and forth, tomorrow night, every Monday night after Sunday, I'm going to do a Zoom connection. I'll give you the link in a minute later, where we can come together in community and see each other's faces and actually ask questions, share things, get clarity about the spiritual principles that we're talking about. So Sunday night will be streaming, me talking really at you, and Monday night will be you and me and everyone else talking together. And anyone's welcome on that, whether you're here on Sunday or not here on Sunday. So if you're home on Sunday nights at 6 o'clock, or on Monday nights, you can also join me for a back and forth. So good to be here. There was a moment when I wasn't sure I would be, so it's good. All right. So how about we settle ourselves for a minute? So take a breath. Come out of your day. Whatever your day has been. For most of you, you were in church this morning. Most of you know I'm not driving right now, so I wasn't in church this morning live, but I was with spirit in consciousness, at the level of consciousness. But let us now collapse time, space, and distance. We have people from all over the world here with us right this minute. And so let us just breathe into the moment, recognizing that we think we're separate. We think we're in our own bodies, and we actually share airspace with everyone and everything. And so join with me in connecting to the one power, the one presence, the one life, the one intelligence, the one beauty, the one harmony, the one order that I call God. But if God doesn't work for you, you can call it spirit, you can call it love, you can call it quantum physics, you can call it whatever it is that you want. But we are surrounded by an intelligence that cradles us. And so I know in this moment, as we come together, we release the past and future. We release anything on our hearts or minds for just a moment, to open to some greater good. To know that there is a moment of inspiration here, a moment of an aha moment, a moment of understanding, a moment of releasing, a moment of healing. That's what I claim for us here, that it's possible in this moment, because it's possible at all. And so I just give thanks for being here together. This moment means more to me than you can possibly know. And so I bless it. I call it good. I call it God. I call it whole and perfect. And so it is. Amen. Amen. So if you've joined us, please check in with me so I can say hello to you. There is So let me just bring everyone up to speed, since I don't know that everyone knows exactly where I've been on my journey. Um, and I am good, by the way, for those of you who have been worried about me in some way. As you can see, I'm good now. Hopefully my makeup is good, because I can see my right eye better than my left eye. But on November 1st, I had my left hip replaced, which was a total blessing, because I needed my left hip to be fixed, because it's been causing me a lot of pain for a lot of years. And 2 days after my hip replacement, I had a small stroke. Now, there's my sister Janelle. Hi, Jan. So in 2015 or 16, I can't remember, I was a chaplain in a trauma hospital in Raleigh, North Carolina. And in that role as a chaplain in a trauma, I was an ER chaplain, I came to dread the word. There was a thing you would hear over the PA system, two things: code blue or code stroke. Code blue meant someone was having a heart attack, coming in with a heart attack, or was having a heart attack in one of the rooms. And code stroke means somebody was stroking. And I came to dread that, because I just knew that's not what I wanted to do, right? That was so sudden and so debilitating. And so on November 3rd, I had a small stroke, and it appeared to me at home in my vision. And I knew something was wrong with my eyes. I didn't know I'd had a stroke, but something was definitely wrong with my eyes. And ultimately, we went to the emergency room. My sisters took me to the emergency room, and some doctor walked in after looking at my brain through a CAT scan and said, "I'm sorry to tell you, you've had a stroke." And in that moment, to me, my life was over. In any reasonable way, I really did believe that. Like, I would never go home. I'd never be normal again. I would never talk. I'd never move. I'd never preach. And so it was a 4 or 5 day journey. I was in ICU for 4 or 5 days. They were doing tests. But as you can see, it's wasn't that, but it was a process. It was a process of surrendering. It was a process of uh, connecting into the truth that I know. It's a process of letting go of what I think it should be, and actually continues to be that. By the way, it is a. I will share more later, but it really is a moment. I mean, there's no way now. Well, first of all, I kind of feel pretty mortal, like life has become pretty precious. I think the truth is life is always precious. We just don't realize it. But living in the present moment is the only place I can live, because the past, for example, um, I can no longer use my camera at the moment. I am improving, so I'm not going to, it is totally possible, and we're going to talk about possibility tonight, that my eyes are improving. It's actually not my eyes, it's my brain, but my brain is improving. So using my camera, and as you can see in the background, I have pictures. I am a photographer. Kind of funny, right? So I can't really go there. I have to live in the present moment, creating purpose for this day. So I want to talk about tonight a little bit this quote that I've been quoting from for so many years, and it now has new meaning to me, which is that possibility is not real at its origin. It's something we create as real and then stand for as a reality. And it's a quote by Steve Zaffron. It's a quote from a book called Insights and Distinctions, Conversations That Matter. And I thought we could actually, Suki, there you are. Oh my God, been so long. All of you, been so long. It's so great to see you. Let me show you this. Possibility is not real at its origin. And I thought we would start there, because even that by itself, I mean, what does that mean? Really, I want you to be with what that means, because mostly when we say possibility, we mean what the past dictates what my past experience with my education, my family, where I've been, dictates what we can do tomorrow. And this quote, this first line of this quote is not saying that. So this first line is saying possibility is not real where it starts. So true possibility isn't an add-on to your life. It's creating something out of nothing. It's creating something out of something that hasn't happened yet. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like possibility isn't real where it begins. So most of us would say, well, it's possible that it's possible given my economic status and given my history and given who I am emotionally, that this could happen for me in the future. And possibility is not real at its origin. It's not saying that. It's saying if you're creating something out of nothing, like it's possible to be something you've never been before. It's possible to do something you've never done before. It's possible to have something happen that everyone is saying is not possible. It's an incredibly powerful statement. And as you move into 2022, I would love for you to embrace this, because I've had to embrace this. I mean, my brain, my mind went to life is not possible anymore. It's not going to be possible for me to go home. It's not going to be possible for me to read a book. It's not going to be possible for me to watch TV. I'm never going to go to a movie again. I'll never go to Africa. Do you understand? My life became impossible circumstantially. But here I am now. I'm not special. I am not special. I am a person who has committed. And all of you who know me in any way know that I am committed to walking my walk. I am committed to prove me now, saith the Lord. And the proving of the presence of perfection is to know that there are some things more powerful than your past. So possibility is not real at its origin. So whatever it is that you've been dreaming, right? Whether it's a new relationship after a breakup, whether it's a new relationship after not having one for a long time, I'm kind of dreaming that. Like, I'm kind of looking into possibility, right? Like, well, if a part of the result of the stroke and the hip replacement as well was that I can't drive like normal people drive, like I used to drive for a while. Now I can drive. I was cleared by my neuro-ophthalmologist to drive because my peripheral vision was good. My distance vision is way better than my up-close vision, but it's not very comfortable for me. Like I'm a little, I don't know, it makes me a little bit nervous still. But I forgot where I was going. But really this whole idea of possibility, right, versus impossibility. Possibility is not real where it begins. And by the way, this has to do with your money, your body, your work. It has to do with everything. It's like, where are you feeling limited? Where are you feeling stuck? Where are you feeling afraid? 2022, Vincent Jenna, a very good friend of mine, I don't think he's with us tonight, but he says, Vincent Jenna said, 2022 is a year of fulfillment. And I believe it, because 2021, it was a really challenging year. 2020 was a really challenging year. So we are giving many, many opportunities to walk our walk and talk our talk, to lean into what we believe. Next week, I think we're going to talk about unconditional happiness, or unconditional. We're going to talk about the word unconditional because it's really important. But I digress. Let us stay on possibility. So the second line of this quote is, it is something we create as real. So possibility is not real at its origin. It's something we create as real. So, in religious science and science of mind, the primary teaching is that we create something out of nothing, that we speak affirmative words, we vision board, we do all kinds of things to bring forth things. We architect our own life. So the thing that we're creating is something we create as real. And it could be, I am abundant. I mean, if you've lived a life of lack, I am abundant is a creation out of nothing. You can't wait until there's money. Listen up. This is so big. We want to wait until there's proof. Oh yeah, there's money in my checkbook. Now I'm abundant. Abundance doesn't happen that way. Manifestation doesn't happen as a result of evidence. Manifestation does not happen as a result of evidence. Manifestation happens as a result of imagination. So, I'm 70 years old. You're however old you are. And wherever God is here, God is here. All the conditioning of our parents, all the conditioning of our own life, all the things we've ever believed, our habits, our patterns. When you have a stroke, person who has a stroke, when you have any major health event or any major accident or any major kerfuffle, let's just call it a kerfuffle, your whole habitual being is changed, whether you like it or you don't like it, right? All those patterns, all those habits, all those things you took for granted, everything becomes up for grabs because you have to change. It's changed. It's changed. I can't go to Africa by myself for the 11th time. I'm going to have to take someone. I can't drive. I can't have a job where I have to drive 2 hours right now. I can't read a book right now. Well, that's not really true, but it's really, really hard. It's like, I'm just going to tell you the state of it. The state of it is I have what's called a left cutoff. So my brain, it has something to do with my eyes. So my brain has dimmed the left side of things. So if I'm looking at a sentence that says, I love you, the you is really clear. The love is pretty clear. And the I have to look for it. So if I don't look for it, I don't see it. I just see the love you. So it's called a left cutoff. Now it's better because in the first week, I didn't see anything on the left. It was just the love you was all there was. I couldn't even find the I. Probably a little more technical than you wanted, but. So as you move into, and I move into it with you, from a very practical perspective, you want to expand your horizons into 2022 in a realm of imagination or in a realm of anything is possible, because nothing will come to be if you don't make it come to be. If you don't declare it, it will not happen. You cannot get to where you're going from your past and the conditioning of your past. One of the things I learned, I also happen to be 70 and having really never been in a hospital before. So never been, really being in a place where you're on your back in bed, not knowing what's happening. I had just had my hip replaced, so it wasn't just a stroke. I was in quite a bit of pain, and I realized that attitude's everything. In fact, I'm pretty sure we teach attitude. I'm pretty sure what we teach is not about God at all, or not about, not about this something outside of us, but we really teach what it means to show up in life. In fact, I think it was Maya Angelou who said, what you say, here's what she said. I'm not going to get this perfectly right, but it is a very, very beautiful, beautiful quote. She said, what you say and what you do means nothing. The only thing that means anything is how you make other people feel. How you make other people feel. And I realized in the hospital that if I wanted any semblance of care, if I wanted to have my way, if I wanted to be cared for in the way I wanted to be cared for, that I needed to care about the people who were caring for me. And that didn't really matter how miserable I was, or how afraid I was. I still needed to treat them with love and respect. And I just want to tell you that, I don't know, maybe we have another Sunday to talk about that, about the magic that created, the miracles that created miracles. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. The miracle of of your attitude and how your attitude changes people and changes the outcome for you. We'll talk about that next week. All right, but we're back here on possibility, and I know this is a one-way street. You can ask me questions on the chat. I'll come back to, but it's not really great for a back and forth because it's just not. This is really kind of, I get to be a preacher and talk at you. But Monday nights, tomorrow night, we can actually talk back and forth. So please do feel free to join me there. So the third line of this is possibility is not real at its origin. It's something we stand for as real, something we declare as real and then stand for as a reality. So standing for something, we then stand for as a reality. Now, keep in mind that who I am is a practical metaphysician, right? I want to know that I want to see results. I do. I want to see that if I do all the things I talk about, if I talk about attitude and praying and affirmative prayer and affirmations, I want to know that those things result in action in the world or in manifestation. So to stand for something, and this is, by the way, not complicated. It may sound a little metaphysical and complicated, but it's not really. It just means, if you are a person who cares about the environment, you then take a stand on environmental things. And you walk your walk and talk your talk about those things, whether it's recycling, whether it's your carbon footprint. Do you understand what I'm saying? That you take a stand on the things you care about. So if you were to say, if you're, I can only use myself, right? You're at home with Reverend Denise tonight. So there was a moment when I came home from the hospital. So I was in the hospital for 7 days. I came home, my hip, I was 7 days with a brand new hip. So I was in physical therapy and on a walker and just had a stroke. I was so unhappy, cranky. I was very cranky. And I was not very hopeful. I was feeling, I was having a one-person pity party, but unfortunately it wasn't really a one-person pity party because I was having a pity party with my sisters here. So it wasn't very pleasant for any of us. But I remember there was a moment where I said, Denise, you cannot stay here. You cannot stay in this place of pity party. Because if what I teach is true, if attitude is everything, right? If what I say is everything, that kind of hopeless, nothing's working out for me, nothing's going to be good attitude can't result in anything good. So it's like, Denise, you have got to turn this around, right? You have got to get out of bed, walk, exercise, shower, put on some makeup. And this is the end result. It's like, so you can't drive, you can't work. So work at home, right? Create a website, do something useful for people, or at least something you love. Find a reason to put some earrings in and take it from there. And it enlivened me. Do you know what I mean? It perked me up. It gave me purpose and reason and drive. And I actually think my brain's improved a little bit on close up. So possibility is not real at its origin. Right. So don't look for proof that you can do what you want to do. Don't look for evidence because there's no evidence. Possibility means it's never been done before. So you can reinvent yourself. You can be a whole new person. You can do a whole new thing. You can lose that weight. You can write that book. You can be happy. Possibility is not real where you start. If you could when we get that, your whole life could be different. So it's something, possibility, here, we'll go back. So possibility is not real at its origin. It is something we create as real in our minds, in our imagination. I think it was Einstein who said, I'm paraphrasing again, but said something to the effect that imagination was 10 times more powerful than knowledge. And it's because knowledge doesn't create. Knowledge, the only thing that creates is your imagination. And then you stand for it as a reality, meaning that you believe it. You walk in congruence with the thing that you've created. So congruence means if I teach that in God all things are possible and that nothing is too great, right? For the creator of the universe, for me, then for me to live in congruence with that means I have to act as if that's true. I have to live as if that's true. And if it's true all the time, not just for some people and not just for others. It has to be true for me in this moment, in this circumstance. So my job now is to prove it. That's it. My job is to, the possibility I've created for myself is that I am not in deficit in any way, that my life is meaningful, purposeful, abundant, joyful, community loving, that my vision is restored, that I can do everything I need to do, and that I will be fulfilled doing it. And I get to act like that every day, even when I don't want to, right? That's the trick. So even when you don't want to. Now, we're not talking about denial of your feelings at all. I mean, listen, I've had some pretty blue moments and some pretty scared moments. I'm not talking about that. But we have to learn, part of practical mastery is to learn, how do we navigate those moments with elegance? How do we find our way out of them? And we do this. We talk to each other. I'm trying to offer all of these things. I have a book study coming up where we'll be in small groups. Tomorrow we can unpack today. Spiritual counseling. I've always loved it. I haven't been doing too much of it because I've been working full time. But if you're navigating a difficult time like this, or if you're trying to invent something new, let's work together, because I've been working with spiritual counselors and coaches for 20 years through everything, through creation and pain, right? Both things. So I think that's our work tonight. I'm just so grateful that you are here and so grateful that we've come together. Melanie, there's Melanie, and oh, so great. These are Naples peoples. We have California people, Naples people, North Carolina people, Germany people. Quite exciting. So at home on Sunday nights with Rev D, 6:00, we'll just continue. We'll talk about something that's meaningful. This idea of possibility is a meaningful one. It's meaningful for me, and I know it's meaningful for you as you move into 2022. I'm going to pray. I'll always end our time in prayer. Let me just give you a few things for coming up. One is for, of course, the Monday nights. So Monday nights on Zoom, 6:00. And anybody can come. You don't have to be here on Sunday nights. If you want to bring a friend, bring a friend. And it's just an ID. No password is needed. So I'm not going to send out a link. You just go to Zoom and you type in my phone number. That's the Zoom ID, 479-283-9409. It's really, really quite simple. There's it's really quite simple. So that's 6:00 tomorrow. Just come in. And then also the book study, I had to start a second night. So anyway, Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, not this week, but starting next week, we're going to do Spiritual Liberation, which is one of my top 10 favorite books. I became a minister under Michael Beckwith. So I understand this book, and he is eminently a practical metaphysician as well. So I'm going to choose my 8 favorite chapters, and we're going to dive into them together as a community. So you can sign up for the book study. I'm going to show you where you can do that. We're about half full on both of them, but you can sign up for the book study on my website. just by, and the website is easy. It's just deniseschubert.com. You can also, if you want to do a ministry donation, really, it's not required, of course, because we're here, but this is my now way of working. So if you want to donate a little bit of money, you can do that as well. On my website, there's a donation page. So otherwise, Monday nights, I'm going to have some workshops coming up on the Enneagram in February and March, so stay tuned for those. So any questions or anything before we move, before I move us into prayer? It's been so wonderful to be here with you, so great to reconnect and to find a moment to be together about what's, these things matter, conversations that matter, life, death, illness, COVID, creating abundance, loving our families, finding friends, all of these things matter. At some point, can I list my top 10 books? Yes, I'll bring them. I will bring my top 10 next week. I think I did this once before, but I'll definitely bring them. I'll post it again next week for all of you. And by the way, you don't have to have the book. We're not going to do a traditional book study like we study the whole book cover to cover. We're not going to do it that way. So if you have the book, then you can possibly read something I want you to read. But if you don't have the book, you will get just as much out of it as if you do. So, but if you need the book, just go to Amazon. It's called Spiritual Liberation by Dr. Michael Beckwith. It's a top 10 book that you should have on your library shelf. And then we're going to do 8 weeks on that, and then we'll start a new book. And the groups are limited to 8 people, so you can drop off after 8 weeks. You can stay with it. Whatever it is that needs to happen can happen. Yes? All right. So let me, for those of you, some of you may not know what affirmative prayer is, but it is truly just anchoring what we've been with here. I want you to make sure your heart and your mind are opened, because all of us, no matter how spiritual you think you are, no matter how much work you've done, life happens. And we need to be open to how to bring ourselves into the moment. I'm going to tell you the divine plan for you. The divine plan for you is happiness. Really. The divine plan for you is peace. The divine plan for you is fulfillment. At my last talk at the Unity Church in Naples on the 26th, I talked about this idea that God doesn't teach us through pain. That could be a whole night by itself, right? God doesn't teach us through pain. The universe does not teach us lessons through pain. Does that mean pain doesn't happen? No, I promise you pain happens. But the pain is more of a human experience than a divine experience. So our job is to let love, or the universe, or God, whatever you want to call it, to let it alleviate the pain through spiritual awareness. So if you're in pain, it's because you're disconnected, not because you're learning lessons. You don't have to learn what you need to learn through pain. So if you're in pain, please do join us. Please join us on Sundays. Please join us on Mondays. Please join the book study. Please call for some coaching. There's no reason for you not to be in a state of curiosity and fulfillment most of the time. Most of the time. And sometimes we need a friend to walk through the times that are different than that. Yes? All right. All right. Well, I love you. I'm going to pray. I'm going to do what I call prayer in this moment. So I just invite you to take a breath. Simply exhale out any tension. No, we'll probably add a little meditation next week at the beginning, just to more consciously center ourselves and tune ourselves to the good. But in this moment, we simply surrender any tension, any holding, any resentment, any fear, any unforgiveness, any hardness of our heart. Just simply let it all go. It's not necessary. It won't get you anything. It's keeping you. Those things keep us from our awareness of joy. And so join with me in spiritual community, in this conscious connection that we're sharing in this moment that's real. It is real. And we simply start by recognizing that we live in a spiritual universe, that there is a power and a presence, an intelligence, a wisdom out of which everything has come. That we did not make sunsets, we did not make leopards, we did not grow flowers, we do not know how to manage our own bodies. That there is a miracle of intelligence that is revealing itself everywhere at all times. And we are a part of that. We are a manifestation of that, not the creator of that. And so I call this power and this present spirit, I call it God, I call it unconditional love. I simply know in this moment that it is everywhere present. There is no spot where God is not. There is no spot where divine intelligence is not fully available and operational. And so I know that it is right where I am. It is in my body temple. It is in my healing hip. It is in my healing brain. It is in my stroke. It is in my porcelain hip. It is in your life, wherever you need the presence of intelligence. And so I know that it is that which connects me and you. It is that which connects me and you and everyone and everything. And I know it is through this connection that I can speak my word into a receptive principle, a receptive law, a receptive something that takes the words of our imagination and our possibility inventions and manifests them, clothes them with flesh. So I know that whatever it is you are wanting, whether it's a relationship, whether it's peace of mind, whether it's a healing in your body temple, whether it's abundance, money to pay your rent, no matter what it is you are seeking, it is available to us. And so through my word, I make it welcomed. I call it forward. We get the anything that would repudiate its appearance out of the way. And so I know that peace is the order of this day. Love is the order of this day. Harmony is the order of this day. And so it is with gratitude and thanksgiving that I just simply take this word I've spoken for myself and everyone on this call, everyone within the sound of my voice, calling forth a spiritual truth, something deeper than what's on the surface, so that we might live heaven on earth now. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here and to speak this word and to accept its fulfillment and invite you to join me, accepting all for yourself as if you spoke these words, as if you believed them unconditionally, as if you knew they were true for you. And we affirm them all together, all the answered prayer we're going to step into by saying, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Oh, take a breath. So we complete our first inaugural at home on Sundays with Rev D. Go to my website, deniseschubert.com, to do anything, sign up for the book study, make a donation, schedule a counseling session. I will see you tomorrow night on Zoom, 479-283-9409. So easy if you've never done it. You do not need a link. And until then, if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you next Sunday at 6 p.m. So peace and blessings. Have a wonderful week. I adore you. Bye.